And I want the people, I think, I got one at Easley, Miss Billings, right? Is it Miss Billings?
You're just referring to
Probably.
Mills?
Mills.
Confused.
No, I just get I've got 120 names to try to remember. Okay, Miss Mills, Miss Jeter, who here has sent me, somebody here sent me. I've got about 3 or 4 people that have sent me what they've done so far. Okay? So I want y'all to speak to the rest of the class because I have no earthly idea. I think this is what I think because they just gave us this thing and they said, here's the worksheets, do it. Okay? And they gave it to us right like 2 or 3 days before the semester started, like everything else at Tri-County. We still haven't had training on these. We've had these for 3 years, these Epson. But anyway, I take it you're supposed to read about the Davidson family, look at their budget, and see where they're throwing money away and fix the budget and then fix your budget and then make up a budget of your own. Now, am I reading that correctly? I'm going to hit the record button. Oh, I've already hit it. Am I reading that correctly, or is that what y'all read into it? I'm going to let y'all talk. Go ahead.
Yeah. So in the Davidson's family income budget, you need to, of course, get the information. Then they got some questions that you have to relate to and answer. Then you have a separate budget form, which is blank, and you create your own. So your budget, of course, is the income and the expenses coming in and out, all that. And then you compare it to theirs and see what changes that you can make with yours and theirs, and that's basically it.
And it basically boils down to champagne taste on a beer budget.
Right, correct.
Okay, Easley, I need y'all to put some input. And anybody at Pendleton, I know you're not supposed to talk, but anybody at Pendleton, please say something, okay? Just jump on in here, because I want this to be a discussion unless y'all want me to go to do math, okay? We're going to have a discussion on this. Now, Easley, go ahead.
There is a schedule in the email that you sent with all the project files.
When is it due?
I want to say week 14, 13, something like that.
Okay, so it's due at the end of the semester.
Yes.
Oh, hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Me too. That's what I say.
Yeah.
Okay, well, is it Miss Mills?
Yes.
Okay, say what you did.
I got all the way to part 4. I basically did what she summarized. I talked about what the Davidson's family should do to fix their credit, what they should do to fix their budget, so they can get a net monthly cash flow of 0. And then I compared that to my budget and sure my budget fit within my own range.
Okay. And what did y'all do? And anybody at Anderson, have y'all done it?
I started, yeah.
Okay. Well, let me ask you. What?
I said, sorry, I didn't see.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this. Miss Jeter and Miss Mills, what did y'all do with things that you were not sure of? Did you make up a reasonable, you might have seen something in there that you didn't know or you didn't pay right now because did you just leave it blank or did you put in a number just to put it in?
I did both. I did one that's blank and then did all the information, and then also I made up like some numbers just to see like how would that difference of the income and the net flow and all that.
What about you, Miss Mills? Okay, wait a minute, hold on.
No, you good, go ahead.
Miss Mills, what'd you do?
I left something blank, but I can always incorporate information if I need to.
I think it's important for everybody to know that you have to be reasonable, okay? If you're going to make up a number like for, I don't know, health costs, don't make up some crazy number. Just put in there $200 a month or something like that. Or if you put in, and if there's certain things that you can, some of you have parents that pay some of your bills, you can ask them for and don't go up to them and say, Hubert wants to know how much we spend on insurance. No, please don't do that. Okay? This is a department-wide project, okay? We are not concerned with how much you pay or your family pay. We don't care about that. Tell them to give you a number that represents how much your insurance is for your parents to pay your medical insurance, that needs to go in there, but they need to give you a bogus number. They don't have to give you the exact number, okay? So please do that because go ahead, what?
I have a question. I guess just for my personal situation, I don't currently have my own income. Should I just use my mom's estimate, a number?
I wouldn't. I would just dream up an income. Say if you worked at Pizza Hut or if you worked at, ask one of your friends how much they make and base it off of that. And then you could maybe ask them, if you got a friend that works at Pizza Hut, maybe ask to see one of their pay stubs to see how much deductions it is. So therefore you can use that as a base. And if they get paid every 2 weeks, and you can just multiply that by 2, and that's every month. So you could do that, or you could make up something. But the problem with making up something is you're not going to be able to make up the FICA and the Social Security and the Medicare. You're not going to be able to make that up unless you take 10% or 10% or 20%. So when you make up stuff, you need to get it from a reliable source. And that would be a friend that has a part-time job, because that's what you would be doing if you were working as a student. So I would suggest do something like that. And the same thing with your parents on health, on your insurance, car insurance. Ask them how much the direct bill is, because that's one of those things that you could cut out and buy you one of them antennas at Radio Shack that, gets local channels. That's one of those peanut butter versus high-end restaurant things. Internet calls, how much is the wireless? Again, now wireless with, most colleges that have technology, wireless is a necessity. It was a privilege back when it first started, but now it's become a necessity. So I would wireless would be way over direct, or dish, or whatever you get, cable or whatever. So, there's some things. Let me ask you this, and anybody jump in here. What did you find out when you did your own logging in of what you spend per week or per month? What did you find out?
Spending too much.
I'm broke.
For me, because it's you think you have so much money saved up, and so I have weekly, monthly, and yearly goals, and so one of my goals is to get a CD account again and get an emergency fund and put a certain amount of money into my savings and checkings. And so I find it very tempting sometimes, like you said, Hubert, when you want to go out. But you need to also think about the essential things that you need in life, and that's for all of us, food and gas and a place to stay. But then you got these temptations, people are going out and you want to go out with your friends or, spend some money. But I've learned that if I don't have the correct, the cash flow coming in. I'm serious. If you don't have the cash flow coming in, then you got to, minimize what you're doing and also think about.
You get a credit card and start 2 or 3 credit card accounts. That's what you do.
Incorrect.
Yeah, that's incorrect. But you got to keep up with those Joneses. You got to keep up with your friends.
Yeah. That's not good, y'all, because it's your road is different from theirs, and so you have your life to do, and so what they're doing is not necessarily what you need to do. So I've just learned that. Still learning.
I know at least 3 people I wouldn't say couples, but people that go into debt trying to be something they're not.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, they do go into debt. They should be driving around a Chevette or a Vega, and they drive around in a high-end vehicle, and they are so far into debt, it's pathetic. I'm not talking about $10,000 in debt. I'm talking close to that other big number. Okay, not 100,000 either. but they are way in debt, and they worry when they go buy clothes. They go to the high-end places to buy clothes, and they're like boodles in debt. They don't go to the Dollar General. They don't go to the Walmart. They don't go to the Target. They go to the high-end places. And I'm like, y'all crazy. But that's why I stay on the farm pretty much. I don't hang around people anymore because they're stupid. But anyway, hopefully some of y'all are finding out early that you blow a lot of money on stuff that you don't even realize you blow a lot of money on.
Yeah.
And luckily, I had a father that beat it in my head. You know, it still didn't work though. You know why? Because when you get around people, you think you have to measure up. And it is a trap. And it's something that a lot of people need to work on. And hopefully, you know, if you can help one person from getting those credit cards because they want to keep up with the Joneses, that's worth it. So, okay, so this is due at the end of so I don't know, where is everybody right now? It should be on what? Miss Jeter, Miss Mills, where should everybody be right now?
Part 4.
They
What?
should actually be done. Like, well, hers is done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you go over part 5 really quick?
Oh my God, you want me to go over part 5? Hell, I don't even know what it is.
You just know.
Right now, you're probably more qualified to do it.
Yeah,
So
you're
we
more
know
qualified
There's
than
like
I
2
am.
part 5s. One of them is to make like a pie chart, and I was really confused on that.
Okay, I'll show you how to make a
On
pie
what?
chart. I'll
No,
show you
I know
to
how
make
to
an easy
make
pie
one.
chart. Dang old
No, I know
Excel.
how to make one. I just don't know what to make it on.
Well, what
Yeah,
you
like
need
what
to
info?
do is, and you can go to, now you need to categorize your expenses, and some of it's already done in the spreadsheet, but it's done a little bit too detailed. So what you might want to do is you might want to start off with cost, and then you might want to have income over here. Okay, and then you might want to say cost, and then you want to say food, and then you say, well, food/restaurants, or you could say groceries. Let's just leave it groceries. And then you could incorporate rent or mortgage, and you could put utilities, and you need to add up all those utilities. Let's say that your electric bill is $100 a month, and your water bill is $100 every 3 months. So then you would say, okay, every 3 months, so that's 120. That's $10 a month. So you would say utilities is around 150 because you still got a phone bill probably in there. Rent, let's say $500 a month, and then groceries, let's say $200 a month. And then you go down and you list. You got insurance. Insurance could be car. You could need to put car and whether you're renting insurance or home insurance. Let's say that's $400 a month or every 6 months. So let's do even math. Let's do $600 a month. $600 every 6 months. That would be $100 a month. And then your insurance on your house or your renter's insurance is $200 every 6 months. So that'd be $50. So you'd go $150 a month for all your insurance. And what else is necessity? What else is necessity outside of those 4 things? Gas, fuel for going back and forth to work or school. Let's say $100 a month. Okay? What else? What else is necessity? Have I pretty much named all the necessities?
At least at the big groups.
Yep. Okay, so you could put in here, you could put entertainment. Entertainment is anything having to do with privileges, not necessities. So that means direct bill, eating out, or you could say eating out, and entertainment would be direct bill and movies. or whatever. So we'll do entertainment, and dadgum direct is about $200 a month if you get, let's say 100. Let's say you get basic. Let's say you get $75 a month. That's basic. And then movies, if you're going to add that, you go to a movie every 2 weeks. That'd be what, another $50 pretty much. So $125. Okay, and then on direct or cable, you would put, okay, I put that in there. And then eating out. Eating out, like $50 a month. Okay, and then you would take all of that and you would go to insert, and there's your pie chart right there. And you just want to do basic. Okay, now of course you need to do a percentage because you don't have percentages here. So you need to add up your percentages. Dang old hit sum. Hold on a minute, I don't even know what that is. Hit sum and add those up. And then let's do right here, let's just do 200 equals 200 divided by that. Okay, it's not going to let me do that. So let me do this. 200. I want to do this. I'm going to have to do it backwards. Hold on. Control X. Control V. Now I'm going to do the percentages right here, and that way it'll make it a whole lot easier to graph. So that's supposed to be percentage, not there. So equals 200 divided by what? And then copy that down. You need your percentages. Hold on, I forgot to lock. I got to lock C11. There we go. And you could do this with any spreadsheet. Now, let me delete this. And now and I better turn these into percentages, so hit the percent button. And now do insert. And why isn't it putting the percentages? Hold on. Let me go to, there we go. And there's your percentages. Now you can play with this. You can play with these two right here. You can play with them and decide if you want to put, different stuff on it. You can play with that over here all you want to, okay? You want to do that, you can do that. You can move these out, like right here. You can play with it however you want to. Does that answer your question on how to make one?
Yes.
And you can make it as big as you want to, but you need to make one for income, and you need to make one for what? Cost. And I think that's what they're wanting. Somebody tell me if I'm wrong. Let's go back and look. Let's see what the question says. Personal photo, down the personal budget pie chart directions from Blackboard. Oh yeah, whatever. This document contains information on how this piece will be graded, so be found directions to do a pie chart. Email me if you have any questions. Personal financial spreadsheet. Some of y'all have already sent that. I've already seen like 2 out of 20. I don't know why I hadn't seen more, but anyway. And I tell you what, I think I just probably want y'all to turn this into the classes and then send it here. I don't want all those emails coming because I might forget it or might lose one. So we're going to turn this in probably the last week of class. Everybody understand that?
Yeah.
Okay, and is this what you're supposed to turn in, these 3 things? Is that what they're wanting?
Close.
Let's see what this says. Okay, so part 5 is the things that you need to turn in, correct?
Yeah, those questions.
There you go.
Is this yeah. I don't know what all this is. Oh, this is the way. Why did they put that?
Why did they put it at the end?
That should be part 1.
That's stupid.
Okay, don't worry. It says submit budget final reflection assignment. There it is, week 13. I'm glad we found this in part 5B. So that's what you need to be doing. You need to be working basically on this sheet right here. This sheet, part 5 and part 5A. And then turn in any graphs and spreadsheets that you turn in with this. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, does anybody else want to talk about what they did and what problems they ran into? The more we talk, the less we have to go over today. Is there anybody else at Pendleton that are through with theirs? They're almost through.
I did mine, I left, home and all that stuff blank, so do you want me to redo it and make up numbers?
Tell me exactly what you left off.
I left off the payroll deductions, the home expenses, and, insurance.
Okay, do you have a part-time job?
Not right now.
Okay, what I would do is if you got a friend that has a part-time job,
Sir?
have you got a friend that has a part-time job?
Yeah.
Use that.
Okay.
You ask them if you could look at their pay stub and jot down that information and use that, multiply it by 4. If they get paid every week, multiply that by 4. Or if they get paid every 2 weeks, multiply it by 2 and put that information in there so you'll have some idea on how that works.
Okay. And if I did my questions based on mine, do you want me to do them based on my friends too?
I'm sorry, say that question again, you overlapped, I'm sorry.
When I was answering the questions, I did it based on my budget. Do you want me to do them based on my friends?
No, I want you to put, it's kind of a conglomeration. If you don't have a part-time job, you can't go in there and say, okay, my income is this, because you don't have any income. So you've got to use something to generate income. This is what the project does. It makes you more aware. So act like your friend is your income. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, now, what else did you leave blank? Besides income, paycheck, withdrawals, not withdrawal, tax deduction, whatever. What else did you leave blank?
That was it, because my income, I did my allowance, and then I just did savings, daily living, and transportation.
Okay, what you need to do is take off your allowance and use a friend's pay stub.
Okay.
And use that. And then if you need, let's say that you have income $500 a month and your expenses is $1,200 a month, then throw your allowance in there too as miscellaneous or other. Okay? But you want to try to, you don't learn anything if you have $500 income and $1,200. You got to put something in there to make it more real. So I would put your allowance in there to try to make it a little bit more real. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, who else has got a question about that, of what to omit or what to fudge in?
If we have a summer part-time job, can we use that?
Yes, just multiply it by 4. Did you get paid every week?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then do you have a paycheck stub from that?
Well, it's like nannying, so I wouldn't.
Okay, so you won't have any deductions then, would you?
Right.
Okay, well in that case, then you would go ahead and use that. If not, you can use a friend's pay stub and just ask them, say, look, I got a project in school. Can I borrow one of your paycheck stubs? I'll give it right back to you. All you need to do is take a picture of it. Or if they won't let you take a picture of it, I don't see why, because it's just a pay stub. and just write down the withholdings, the gross, and all that good stuff, and the net, and the tax withholdings, the FICA, the Social Security, and then ask them how much do you get paid every week? Do you get paid? And then whatever that is, you multiply by how many times they get paid. I mean, if they get paid once every week, then you would multiply that by 4 to get the monthly total. Capiche? And same thing with you. If you see the expenses way outweighing the income, then I would add your part-time job in there, kind of like an allowance, to kind of make it more realistic. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, who else? You want to make it realistic, because if you have, like I said, if you have $1,200 of expenses, and you as a student, this is not normal, student, then you would put something in there to make it a little bit more realistic. So most students don't work full time. So what you have to do is you have to think, okay, I need to put something in there to make it look like I work full time so I can get the best out of this project. So that means you might have to add your allowance and maybe a friend's part-time job, or take your part-time job and put it in there, and maybe add a little bit to it to give you a little bit of an idea what's going to happen when you do get a job after you finish college. Okay? Because you need to give yourself that type of idea. I'm going to go look at what they've got on the spreadsheet. Yeah, all this can come from a miscellaneous income. You would use your babysitting or your allowance. And I give my daughter somewhat of an allowance. Every time I see her, I give her money, basically, because she's making good grades at Clemson. She's doing good, so I'm giving her, and she works Thursday, Friday, Saturday nights at the galley. She's a waitress, so she's working, and I give her money whenever I see her. So that would be like an allowance. So a lot of college students get allowances, because especially if they're making all A's and B's. All right, if you make an all
You want to
F's,
stay in school.
you crappy. Okay, yeah, I wouldn't give you allowance if you make an F's, right, Miss Cheater? All right. So if you've got a part-time gig or a summer job, use that as a miscellaneous income, and then do a friend's. If you're not working, do a friend's part-time job, because that's more realistic than using your mom and dad's, because your mom and dad's is not realistic because they're working full-time. So this salary right here is where you would put the your friend, your friend that you're going to ask. You would take that gross. I think they're asking for gross here. Yeah. They take that gross, and you would multiply that by 4, and that would be the monthly income with your allowance. So if your mom and daddy gives you anything, consider that an allowance and put that in there under miscellaneous. Has anybody got anything else miscellaneous besides a salary? You may get, your grandmother and grandfather may set up a trust fund for you or something, and you get $150 a month. Then put that in here while you're going to school. Okay? Something like that. That would go here. Your friend or your part-time job times 4 if they get paid once a week. If they get paid twice a week, that'd be 2 times. If they get paid once a month, then you just put that gross right there, and then use their paycheck stub to kind of take some of that off. I doubt very seriously that a part-time job is going to have 401k and state income tax. Oh, well, they have state income tax. But I doubt they would have a 401k, so you can zero that out on a part-time job. Family savings, I doubt very seriously that on your individual budget you would have that. If you do, that's great. But I doubt very seriously that any of you are going to have these, because your mother and father, if you're a student, traditional student, that's taken care of there. These I want you to try to do, okay, if you live in an apartment or you live, home mortgage would be your rent. You could put rent in here, on your individual. County property taxes, I don't think you have to worry about that if you're renting. I don't know. I've never owned an apartment, so I don't know. Does anybody own an apartment? Do you have to pay property taxes? I don't think you do. Okay. Internet, some of y'all look at your internet bill, landline. All these are applicable on your apartment or where you're living. If you live at home, then you'll ask your mother or father, how much is a cable bill per month? You put that there. How much is a cell phone bill? Well, if you got 4 cell phones and the bill is $200 a month, ask your mom and father, then what is that? $50, because you need to do a little math there. Electricity, you need to ask your mother and father, how much is our electric bill? $40 is a joke. Okay? Like I said, I got a modest house. I think it's a modest house. And I pay, in the hard winter and the hard summer, sometimes my bill gets up to $250. Most of the time, it hangs around $150 to $175. Okay? Home mortgage, that would be your rent. If you living at home, ask your mother or father what they would charge a month for you to live just with the bed and your room, because you're putting in the utilities right here. So you would just say bed and board. What would you charge me? And they'd probably say $200 or $300 a month. And that's not a whole apartment, is it? A whole apartment is what? $600 a month. I don't know how much it is now, but
So mine is $625 a month. That's where I put that.
yeah, you'd put $625 at mortgage. County property taxes, you take that out. Internet, ask your mother or father. If you're not paying it yourself, ask them. I don't know. I have mine bundled, but I think it's like $30 or $40 a month. Landline telephone, that's about right. I used to pay, I don't even pay it no more. I just disconnected mine. If you disconnected yours or your mother or father, put 0. But most of the time, if you have AT&T, you're going to have a charge there for internet probably, so that goes there. You'd 0 that out. Natural gas, ask your mother or father. Ask your parents, do we have natural gas or electricity? If you don't have natural gas, 0 it out. Ask now my water bill, I'm giving you this information because you might need it. My water bill, and I was only one person, and 2 people half the time, when my son's not at DSS, and when my daughter does come around. Usually it's $80, $60 to $80 every 2 months. I think West Anderson does every 2 months. So mine's about $40 a month. And that's for a regular house, okay? Not no small cube and not no huge mansion, just a modest regular house, all right? That'd be about $40 a month if you're using. Okay, most of this, I doubt a charitable contribution. You could put church. You could put however much you give to the church, Salvation Army, local terrorist group, whichever you want to put down, put that down. Clothing.
Should I include my crack and cocaine habit?
Yeah, that would be under entertainment right here.
I was just making sure.
East Side Entertainment, that would be probably $200 a month. Okay? All right, so clothing. Now some of you, I'm sorry females, some of y'all gonna get hit hard right here. That means shoes too, girls. All right? So you're gonna get hit hard there. I don't think that's gonna be $90 a month. More like $200. Credit card payment. I hope the heck you don't have a credit card, and I hope you never will have a credit card. But ask your mom and dad. No, you better not ask them that. You better just leave that alone. Okay? Okay, but would this apply to you? Yes. Would this apply to you? Yes. And when I say entertainment, anything having to do with a ticket. These people that have walls around that want you to pay to enjoy the things inside. walls and fences, you know, like Disney World and Six Flags and the movie theater. How dare them want you to pay to get inside? Do lawfully things to get inside. Groceries. That's okay. Health club dues, that's up to you, but you're talking what? They draft it. It's probably going to be like $25 a month coming out of your draft, something like that. Usually a gym. I hadn't paid one in 5 or 6 years. Dang old home gym. Household supplies. That's dang old toilet paper, cleaning utensils, you know, stuff you use in the house. Miscellaneous, that's probably where your eating out would go right there. Pet food bills. Give them food, you don't need to take them to the vet. Insurance. This is some more mom and daddy questions. You need to write down auto. That's a joke. All right? $78 a month. I don't know who filled this out, but that's a joke. I'll tell you what, I've got a college daughter, $500 every 6 months. Write that down. $500 every 6 months. Okay, this is monthly. So that'd be right. Take $500 and divide it by 6. What do you get?
83.3.
All right, so put down 80 bucks or 78 bucks. That is okay. Health insurance. Good gracious alive. My health insurance comes out of my check is about $200 a month, and that's to cover 3 people. So to cover a student would probably, I'd say $50. $50 a month. Homeowners insurance, about $200 every 6 months, or $250 every, maybe $300, depending on your insurance. So somebody take $300 and divide it by 6.
50.
Okay, you put $50 down for that. Now, some of you have renter's insurance. That's what you would put for renter's insurance. What is your renter's insurance? Do you know?
15 bucks.
Okay, so he would put 15 here. Do you have health insurance with Griff's or anybody?
No, sir.
Okay, so you'd put 0 there. Do you have auto insurance? Do you pay it or somebody else? How much is it? You know?
It's about what yours is every
Okay.
6 months.
Yeah, because you're the same age as my daughter.
Yeah.
Okay, so most of y'all can use $80 a month because my daughter's is $500 and she's got basic liability because I can't afford collision on a 22-year-old. I can't afford it. It'd be like $1,500 every 6 months. So life, none of y'all gonna have life insurance unless you're weird. So that'd be 0. Fuel. How much do y'all spend on fuel? Somebody kept up with it. Tell me how much you spend on fuel.
$40 every about 2 weeks.
Okay, $50 a week. $40. You drive a truck. What do you drive?
Truck.
Okay, what do you drive? What kind?
One of those sports track, little mini trucks.
Who makes it?
Ranger.
Oh, Ford.
Basically a Ranger. Yeah.
I was thinking about buying one of those. Is it a good truck?
Yeah, it's 15 years old and it still runs just like it
That's
when it
good.
first came off the line.
All right, so fuel you could put in. These two just said $40 or $50 a month. Maintenance repairs. That you're gonna have to decide yourself. Okay, I don't know.
And
What did you come up with yours, Miss Jeter?
for what? The repairs?
Maintenance repairs. Did you put something or what?
Well, it depends because see, my Ford Explorer, has been, it's like I've been not paying on it, but like doing maintenance on it for a while. And I could have had a new car by now, so now I'm driving a Honda. So
Well,
It
you're
just really
starting to
depends.
see, and your payment. I'm telling you right now, if you're a
I don't have a
student
car payment.
and you're paying $600, you ain't got no sense. Okay? You should trade that thing in and get you something about $200-300 a month. But we do have people that shut up here. Okay, so there you go. Now, if somebody gives you a car, that's different. I'm talking about if Miss Jeter was paying $600 a month on a car, I think I'd go up there to Pendleton and hit her upside the head. Okay? Wouldn't you? Wouldn't you, Miss Jeter? Wouldn't you hit yourself upside the head?
Yeah, 'cause that's
$600.
ridiculous.
Yeah,
That's
ridiculous.
crazy.
But
That's a whole
anyway,
paycheck.
That's my
campaign
drug
tax,
habit.
beer budget. What'd you say?
I can use that money for my drug habit.
Well, I tell you what, you know what the biggest waste, there's two wastes of money in your